All right, so I want to talk about something. Um, America keep telling you that we're broke, we in debt. They say the government is broke, the system is broke, Social Security is broke, the dollar is collapsing. So, if we're so broke, how did we just find trillions of dollars for AI, billions of dollars for war, billions of dollars for bailouts, billions of dollars for chips, and billions for everybody except for the average American? Let me show you where the money actually is. Because the truth is, America ain't broke. The money is moving, just not to you.
From Miami's first light to its night glow, we craft stories that move. You're watching Terrell Clayton Media.
So let me define broke for people that say we broke. Broke is when you can't pay your bills. Broke is when you don't have assets. Broke is when you can't borrow money. But a country, with let's see, the strongest military on earth, that actually they spend more money on the military than anything else. The world's reserve currency, the global banking system running through its dollar, that oil money, right? The petrodollar, the biggest tech companies in human history. A country like that doesn't go broke. So I'm still trying to find out what they mean when they say broke. What the government actually means. And let me tell you, this is the perfect time for y'all to be able to go ahead and follow the Patreon, join, like, subscribe to this video, and join the Patreon so y'all can be able to get these real inside tips and actually real plays that we can be able to go together. All right. So what the government means is we don't want to spend money on you, but they'll spend it on everywhere else. Right. And that's the part that they hope you never question. Think about that for a minute. I want you to really think about that for a minute. The government means we don't want to be able to spend money on you. The real money is hidden in industries that the average person never sees. Okay? While people argue online all the time about politics, whether they like Trump, Obama, whether they like Clinton, Bush, what's the one, Sleepy Joe, Joe Biden, they want to argue about recession, inflation. Real money, I ain't talking about play money, real money is moving in silence. Here's where the actual wealth is flowing, right? So if you got a pen and paper, let's write this down. You can't never say that I ain't giving anything to you for free. Number one, AI and automation, which is the new oil, right? We're talking about NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, Broadcom, Oracle, AMD, Meta. Those companies right there, the simple companies, the company that you look at every day, companies like Palantir, right? Is it can I say this out loud? Is it coincidence that the biggest investor or the founder of Palantir is actually good buddies with the vice president of the United States? Right? These companies are pulling in tens of billions of dollars, not in revenue, but raw profit, right? AI isn't a trend. It's a national priority. It's a global arms race. That's why government money, private money, and foreign money are all flooding in. Look at it. Look how Saudi Arabia, Elon Musk, and what's his name, Jensen Huang of NVIDIA, right? And I know my boy Roger, he gonna judge me for saying that name wrong, but think about how they were just sitting in Saudi Arabia. Think about how all of this money is flowing in. All of these companies have billions with a B of money to invest in AI. Secondly, defense and military technology. America always find money for war because war prints money for the companies involved. Like Tupac said back in the days or whatever, we got money for war but can't feed the poor. Is the reason why. War is actually money, right? So Think about companies like Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, right? They never go broke. And the other one I mentioned, Palantir, because chips are the heartbeat of America. That's the third one, right? The chips, the semiconductors, data centers. Without chips, the AI boom doesn't exist, right? That means that companies like Nvidia, AMD, like I mentioned before, TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductors, and Broadcom, they will always be funded. You don't believe me? You don't believe me about the AI boom? Look at all of these companies that's dumping in billions of dollars, but they're also cutting so many jobs. Y'all make that make sense? If you think that you're going to keep on driving the Porsche trucks, if you think you're going to keep on living the same life that you're living, no, it's not going to go down like that. That's why AI is being funded. So here's another thing that I want y'all to look out for: energy and infrastructure. Data centers, right? That's how AI is run. Data centers run on electricity, and AI is gobbling up power like crazy. Next decade, energy will be one of the most profitable sectors in the world. And I know y'all want me to tell y'all the name, but this is why you got to join the Patreon, so you can be able to get that inside scoop. All right? But let's talk about one more thing: government contracts that nobody talks about. Every year, the U.S. government quietly signs AI contracts, defense contracts, cybersecurity contracts, cloud computing contracts, billions silently moving. I remember I had a conversation with my cousin, just a couple of weeks ago, telling me about, we was having a conversation about government contracts and how to be able to fund a business and not use your own money, because they're out there, right? Billions are seriously moving, silently moving, and most Americans never see a dollar of it, not one, right? So if America is broke, why do companies keep posting record profits? I'll say it one more time for the people who wasn't paying attention, who your kid may have said something in the background and you didn't hear me well. If America is broke, why do companies keep recording record profits? Explain this to me. If the country is collapsing, why is Meta doing record profits? Why is Microsoft worth over $3 trillion? Why is Apple worth over $3 trillion? And I think Apple just hit $4 trillion as of today. What's today? The 2nd of December, right? 2nd or 3rd of December, I can't remember. Why? Nvidia is worth more than entire countries. Nvidia hit $5 trillion. $5 trillion. Amazon printing money off of cloud revenue, right? Google spending billions of dollars on AI research. In the stock market, hitting record highs. Does it look like a broke country to you? I ask you again, does that look like a broke country to you? Does that look like a dying economy? Does that look like we're in a bubble? No. No, it really doesn't. What it looks like to me, it looks like a massive wealth transfer. But only the people who truly understand money get to eat. I have a saying, and I think I say this at least once a day. If you allow them to feed you, then you allow them to starve you, right? So let's talk about something. Just last week, Trump approved a AI bill, and that proves that real money is there. So whatever you want to be able to say about Trump, I don't get into all of that. You can't deny this. He just signed an AI, artificial intelligence acceleration bill, which means that the U.S. government is doubling down on tech. That tells you two things, right? What it says to me is AI isn't a bubble. It's the new national strategy. And number two, the government has unlimited money for the things that it wants. I'll say it again. It tells me two things. AI isn't a bubble, And the government has unlimited money for the things that it truly wants. Trust me, when America wants to spend, the check always clears. Y'all disagree with that? Think about the war in Ukraine. Think about the money that we give over to Israel. Think about the money that we that we put into things that just doesn't help out the average American, right? So where does that leave you? If the money is moving and you're not moving with it, you're going to wake up in 3, 4, 5 years and realize, damn, I missed the biggest wealth shift of my lifetime. So however you feel about this person or however you feel about that person, this isn't the time to argument politics. This is not the time to wait. This is not the time, and I repeat, not the time to think small. This is the time to learn. What are we learning, y'all? We have to be able to learn how money moves, why tech is being funded. We have to learn why AI is being accelerated, why chips are the new gold, why data is the new real estate. All right? Because the fact of the matter is this: you don't need millions of dollars to participate. You just need the right information. And part of having the right information is you being right here, right now with me, Terrell Clayton, on Brick by Brick. All right? So let's move forward. Let's make this money. All right? Because it takes a true mindset shift. If you want better, and you got to do better, right? You can't do the same things that worked for you in the past or you thought worked for you in the past and get better. We got to stop thinking like a broke person in a broke household. We got to start thinking like the institutions that are actually controlling the money, right? Because they don't see this right now as a crisis. They see it as an opportunity, all right? You can see people at their jobs, they're struggling, everybody worried about Christmas time. People may see it as a crisis, but institutions that's controlling the money, the people that's in power, they see right now as an opportunity. They're not waiting for permission. They're not waiting for safety. They're not waiting for clarity. I can tell you that for a fact, right? They're investing in the future while the world is arguing about the present. They're investing in the future while, you know, we sit around and we talk about, did you see the Diddy documentary that 50 Cent made? You know, like, when we go put away childish things, you know, y'all want to talk about biblically this and biblically that. Rule number 1, put away childish things. So if you want to know which AI stocks, which chip plays, earner plays, and long-term moves I'm actually watching, is all inside the Patreon. All right, brick by brick. That's why I break down everything before the market sees it. So if you want to be part of it, join the Patreon. Link is in the bio. Barcode right here. I'm here with y'all. Not hype, not headlines, but the real reason this company is quietly setting up for one of the strongest long-term runs we've seen in tech